First, thank you for coming. Again.
Happy to be here. Always.
So where did you grow up?
Where did I grow up?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's always like a tricky situation being like, where did I grow up?
Mm-hmm.
Mostly Illinois, the suburbs, like west suburbs. Moved around from like different parts of like the UK and like Lagos, Nigeria, just off like the family tip. I have a lot of family there, and I spent a lot of time with them when I was like younger. But now I live in Chicago. So yeah.
Who were some of your musical influences growing up?
Musical influences? Growing up? Shit, like Lady Gaga was tight. I was really into like really pop ass music like Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Rihanna. But then I got really into like Chief Keef and like drill type shit. And then I got really into like metal music at the same time. So that kind of birthed like this weird like rap metal like energy, which I feel like a lot of people are catching on to now. Yeah.
At what point did you start creating music?
At what point did I start creating music? Like, I started like learning how to play instruments when I was mad young, like 3. But then I kind of like died off that, like in high school, off just like I wanted to do sports and shit. But then I started recording my voice like later on, like mid-high school. And yeah, I just started playing with my voice because I didn't really know how to sing, but I was like, I can like figure it out. Yeah.
So we just passed the 1-year anniversary of the Sensitive EP. Looking back on it a year later, what does that project mean to you?
That project is cool. It was just like me learning how to have fun with making music. Cause like when I was in high school, obviously I lived with my parents. I was recording in like my fucking like room in like my parents' basement, like type vibes. I couldn't really like fully be myself. I couldn't cuss. I couldn't like do a lot of things just cause I'm like not trying to mess up going to college. I wasn't trying to like mess up like scholarships. I was a fucking youth group leader and a Bible study teacher, so I'm like I can't be saying like fuck niggas. So that's why I wasn't doing that. But then when I just kind of like stopped and just did me, I was like, oh, I can like do whatever now.
So how has it been? Like, you've had the most successful year of your life musically, but how has that been blowing up and gaining this fan base in the middle of the pandemic?
It is so weird because I feel like I'm overly comfortable sometimes. Like, if I don't want to see some stupid shit, I can just turn off my phone. They don't see me. Where am I going? Type shit. Like sometimes when I'm in the street, like lately I've been traveling more for work, just because I'm like working on shit. And sometimes people will see me in public, and I've also like started doing like meet and greets, like just like super like sporadic and like spontaneously, just to like link with them, see what's up with them. And they're chill. Like everyone's like calm. Like I feel like a lot of people when they rise to fame, it's like overwhelming. Motherfuckers are getting like chased down the street and shit. But like me, I'm just like, I'm chilling. Like it's not like a crazy, like I'm not Beyonce. Like I'm not having paparazzi chase me down the street. Like I go walk to the grocery store, get my fucking yerba mate, and then walk back home to the crib and play on my Switch. Like I'm chilling. Yeah.
So since our last interview, you dropped your project, The Leo Sunsets.
Yeah.
Can you talk about the creation process of that project?
Musically or visually?
Both.
It was fun. It was just after Sensitive EP, I had no idea what I was gonna do after it because my brain was like, oh, I'm finna tour, and then like after that, I'm finna just figure it out. Psych, that did not happen. So I was like, well, I might as well just make more music. I have recording equipment. I might as well just work. So I got together with my homie St. Louis, you know what I'm saying? We're just making hella weird, like, experiments with shit. Because, like, why not? Like, what do I have to lose rather than to make, like, just fun, cool songs? Finished it, dropped it, and now we're here. Yeah.
And then you only had 2 features on that project from St. Louis and Mavi.
Yeah.
Why did you choose those 2 to be a part of this tape?
I've been such a big fan of Mavi since the jump. Like, Mavi will never understand that I'm a fan. Like, every time he texts me, I'm like, oh my god, like, what the fuck? Like, every time I know someone that knows him, I'm like, you know Mavi. Like, I don't know Mavi. Type shit. So I love his music. I love everything that he stands for. I'm just so rooting for him. So I was like, cool to like do a collaboration like that. And then St. Louis is just like the homie. Like St. Louis doesn't even. I don't know if St. Louis wants to even be popping, but I'm just like, you're such a raw individual. Like I just want to like throw you into like the spotlight because he's so raw. And he made a crazy bass line to King. So I'm like, I want like everyone when they hear this shit in a movie or like a TV show, whatever, like they're like, oh, St. Louis like was the one who like running the bass. So put his name on that.
So I saw that you were on a billboard in the middle of Times Square.
Yeah.
How did that feel?
That was the flex of the day, for sure. I was like, I don't care what the fuck you doing today, nigga. I'm on a fucking billboard. Don't tell me shit. I literally posted that bitch, went off my phone. Bye, man. Didn't respond to nobody. I was like, y'all saw it. I did that. My aunt calling me like, oh my god, like, I have like family in New York that I'm gonna walk them to like Times Square because motherfuckers haven't been outside. So it was cool to see like a reason for people to like look at something. And like the thing is me off the Leo tip, like, yes, bitch. Like I just did that shit. So that was fun. Yeah, that was a fun ass day.
So is it true that you used to be a show promoter?
Yeah.
And you once threw a show with Huron John and Joyfriend, who was formerly going under Mimic?
I didn't throw a function for them, but I did link with them at that function, and like we made a video because I ran like, I don't know what it is now. It's just a concept for now called Island Presents, and I would just like interview people who I fucked with or like throw functions that I thought were cool that incorporated like art and music. Yeah.
I watched that interview today, and it was really interesting to watch.
How did you find that?
It's just on Facebook.
Facebook.
Yeah. Gotta get that.
Yeah.
You're a solid interviewer though. I was like, damn.
I don't know, dude. I went to school for like communications and like journalism type shit. Yeah, like that was like the thing I was trying to do.
All right, Serena. Do you know what you tweeted 5 years ago today?
Yeah.
5 years ago on March 23rd, you tweeted this. Can you read it out loud?
I wonder if 2 Chainz ever got that big booty hoe. Yo. I'm so goofy. 1 like, dog. Yeah. Oh my god, that's terrible.
Alright, question. Name one album that describes your life.
One album that describes my life?
One album that describes your life. Album.
Michael Jackson. Off the Wall.
Right back to Michael Jackson. Alright, so May 4th, 2015. Interview. Name the one album that describes your life. The Lion King soundtrack.
Why?
I don't know. I wanted to see if you would be consistent 6 years later.
Nah.
But yeah.
What?
Anyways, off Twitter, back to the actual interview. Lizzo made a TikTok to your song, Sensitive. And I saw Doja Cat recently played it on Instagram Live. SZA follows you on IG. Can you describe what it's like getting cosigns from all these like big time artists?
Cosign? I don't even think it's that.
Oh, bit.
I don't know, dog. Like, I fuck with all of them, first of all, off rip. Like, I'm a fan, so that's, like, an honor just to have such bad bitches admire. Or, like, just be in the presence of my work. Like, oh, my God, yes. But cosign, I don't know. Because, like, I've never talked to them. They've never talked to me. I don't even know if they know I exist. I literally could just be on a playlist. Like, motherfuckers listen to playlists all the time and just vibe. So it's cool that they know me. But, like, I don't think it's, like, as crazy of a thing as like the internet makes it, but when people see it, it's cool. So it's like just interesting. It's like cool.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
What's your personal favorite song that you've created so far?
It's such a hard question because all my songs are like so like. Probably Meadows in Japan. Cause I have like a weird obsession with that song just because of like the time period it was and how like raw it is, like, and just everything wise. So it's such like a intimate and very like piercing song. So it's weird to have that be like a favorite. But I don't know. It's also just a vibe. Like it doesn't have to be that way. It's just that's just my interpretation of it. Someone else might listen to it and be like, oh, this is like a beautiful and like fun song. Yeah.
So you and Hate Sunny have made 2 really great songs in the last year or so.
Love Sunny.
I just want to ask about your guys' friendship.
It's funny. Like, I'm a weird individual, and so are all my homies. Type shit. Like, I'm bad at texting, but I'm like, if I'm gonna see you, like, we finna see each other and we finna hang out. Like, I just bump into Sunny in like the funniest moments, or like we be linking up like very sporadically, and like very random and spontaneous. Like we'll just be like, "What are you on?" Nothing. Link. Okay. And just pull up. Yeah. He's fun. I love him.
How did you guys first meet?
I moved to the city fresh. I literally just knew Angel and like my roommate and like 3 other people in Chicago. And so I got like booked for a show, like random as hell. Like I wasn't even dropping music for real. I had like maybe a couple songs on SoundCloud for real. And I got booked for a show by Fortune House, made by the homie Matt. So I pulled up to that, and then I met Sunny at the function because I pulled up alone. I had no friends, so I just pulled up to that bitch. And Sunny was like doing some. I think they were like throwing water bottles at each other, or like flipping water bottles. I don't know. It was like he was being goofy with like the rest of like people from HL. So I was like, hi. And they're like, hi. I didn't even introduce myself. I just was like interjecting myself in the conversations because I didn't know what else to do. And they're like, who are you? I was like, oh, I'm Serena. Or they knew, but like they needed confirmation that like I am who I am, because like why the fuck is this person 2 hours early to a function type shit. And yeah, that's how we met.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
So there's always that conversation, right? Like Chicago doesn't have this, but Atlanta has, or what LA has, or New York has.
Yeah.
What do you think is missing in Chicago's music community?
I think what I said last time was that people need to like just interject, and people need to just come together. And honestly, I would say the same thing. Like, motherfucker, work with your friends, but the industry motherfuckers in New York, in LA, and London, wherever, you know what I'm saying? The people around you are just as talented as them. The only reason why they're talented was because they worked with each other and like got to where they needed to be. It's cool to collaborate with people in other places, like, don't get me wrong. Like, I love people from everywhere around the world, but I like to work with my friends the most.
Speaking of that, who are some artists that you haven't gotten the chance to work with yet that you want to work with in the future?
Jaden Smith is a really big inspiration for me. Not only off the music tip, but like in life. Like I really love how he's actively trying to change the world. And I wish I was educated enough to like get into that. But like I'm working towards it. SZA is cool. I love to write a song for her. I have like so many songs like just in the vault that I'm like, SZA would like could sing the shit. Like I don't even be doing this. There's this artist, Roy Blair. He's really cool. He's very inspirational for me as well. Like he's how I like off some weird shit. Like I found him off some just like he was a cameo in like a YouTube channel, and I was like, who is this? And I was like, oh yeah, really cool. And he was like cool with like a bunch of other artists that I thought were cool. So yeah, I would love to work with him. So yeah.
And then the last question I had for you is, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years, dog. I hope I am living somewhere comfortable. I hope that like all my family's good. I hope that all my friends are good. I hope I'm good, like mentally and physically, and I hope that I'm like where I want to be mentally and physically. Yeah.